Hey there, it's Mario here, and in this quick video I wanted to break down for you guys the top 3 habits for weight loss. And this has been a question I've been asked by a lot of guys, and if I could break down the journey into simple habits, which ones would I focus on? And we know that habits make us who we are, and habits are our day-to-day behaviors. I mean, if you break down success in general, it really comes down to having proper habits, because success takes time, and something that you do on a day-to-day basis compounds, and success is simply a result of that daily effort that you put in. So the way I want to structure this video is really to structure in a way like a video game. So you have the easiest habits, so you have the quote-unquote easy mode, then you have the moderate difficulty, and then you have the hardest difficulty, the hardcore habit, which gives the best results, but it's also the hardest one to implement on a day-to-day basis. So starting off with number 1, that is a habit of weighing yourself every day. So tracking your body weight. I mean, this is a no-brainer. If you think about it, if your goal is to lose weight, what do you need to track is your body weight. There's no other way to do this. I mean, if I tell you, hey, you want to save money, you want to track where your money is going to. I mean, it's very, very simple, and I still don't see many people do this. I mean, a lot of people, hey, I want to get a six-pack. What is the best supplement? If you ask these guys, well, are you tracking your weight on a daily basis? They're going to say, well, no, but what is the best supplement? You know, it's like missing the forest for the tree, right? You're just focusing on something that gives almost no return on investment versus tracking your weight every day can have a massive impact on your day-to-day behavior. And they actually did studies on this where they put people, they just told them, hey, just track your weight. You're not on a diet, you're not on any special plan, keep doing what you're doing and just track your weight. And what happened is that these people automatically started losing weight, and it's crazy. And what's really happening here is that their level of self-awareness, they became more aware of their body weight, and then automatically they started making better choices on a day-to-day basis. They started adding more salad. They started eating less junky food. They started eating less processed food. They started eating half of dessert instead of the whole dessert. I mean, our behaviors on a day-to-day basis are really influenced by the level of awareness we have. And if you think about it, most of the YOLO decisions that you make in your life are simply a lack of mindfulness, lack of awareness. So you're in that moment, you get lost in the moment, you act on your emotions, you're not aware of what's happening, you don't know the consequences, you simply do that. And this is where weighing yourself every single day helps, because you notice trends. You see, well, for the last 3 weeks, I didn't stick to my diet and I didn't eat healthy food. I didn't focus on eating my veggies. I didn't get my water intake. I didn't go to the gym. This is the result. You know, I started gaining weight. So you can easily backtrack and you can easily see what's happening. And that is the habit number 1. Super, super easy to implement. Highest return on investment, I would say, for the amount of time you put in, because it takes literally 30 seconds to do this in the morning after the toilet. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So starting from there, once you nail that down, that's the core habit, that's the root habit, now we're going more into the lifestyle design. So that would be habit number 2, designing your lifestyle with a subset of pre-made decisions with quote-unquote rules that you have for yourself when it comes to food. So let me give you a couple examples of this. I'm going to leave a whole list in the description below which you guys can use, adopt in your own lifestyle. But a quick example would be saying, well, I'm going to have a glass of water before every meal, or I'm going to have a palm size of protein serving with every single meal that I'm having. I'm going to have 2 cups of veggies with every single meal. I'm going to have a fist size of carbohydrate or 2 fists of size of carbohydrate post-workout, and maybe no carbohydrate if it's an off day and if it's the first meal of the day, right? So you kind of want to master your portion sizes with this as more of a lifestyle approach. So you make sure you have protein with every meal. Let's say you limit the amount of meals. That's why intermittent fasting is so popular and so effective, because guys say, well, I'm going to eat only 2 times a day, and I'm going to make sure that I have balanced meals with all the macronutrients, and I'm going to have an eating window of 8 hours. So technically, you're going to get into a caloric deficit whether you're consciously tracking your calories or not. You kind of get into that caloric deficit. This is where lifestyle design is very powerful, because you can use subsets of mini habits that will create your lifestyle. A good example of a habit like this would be, let's say I'm going to eat not until I'm feeling full, but I'm going to stop eating when I'm no longer hungry. So you just simply eat about 70-80%. You know, this is a famous actually thing that they did in Okinawa, where they're one of the most longest living people in the world. They say, well, I'm just going to eat until I'm 80% full. It's very, very simple. You know, when I'm 80% full, I'm gonna stop eating. And what this does automatically, it puts them in a caloric deficit and allows them to avoid a lot of obesity-related disease, and they're pretty much one of the healthiest people in the world because they have a cultural rule. But you can adopt these rules for yourself. You don't need to be living in Okinawa to do this. You can simply adopt these little behavior rules that you have set up for yourself, and you will start getting results without even consciously tracking your calories and macros on a day-to-day basis. As I said, you know, things like I'm gonna have protein with every meal. I'm gonna make sure that I have 2 cups of veggies with every meal, and I'm gonna have 2 pieces of fruit every day. I'm gonna have this much water, like 4 or 5 liters of water every day. I mean, these small habits go a really, really long way if you design your lifestyle around them and you simply do this. One quick rule that I have for myself, let's say when I'm traveling, is I say, well, anything that takes less than 45 minutes walking, I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna take a cab, I'm not gonna take a metro, I'm not gonna take any public transport or a car or anything like that. I'm gonna walk. And this rule, it's just that rule, that little thing there allows me to go and eat a lot more food that I technically could be eating if I was simply relying on public transport, because it adds so much more energy expenditure, it adds so much more calories coming out, or like calories that are being used, so I can eat a little bit more food and also stick and maintain my physique even without consciously being able to track every single gram of food that I'm eating, because let's say I'm eating out, there's really no way to know. So these habits, as I said, I'm gonna link them in the description below. I'm gonna give you guys a whole list so you can use some of them. You can adapt pretty much all of them if you want to, and they will keep generating results even if you don't want to go for some extreme level of like OCD tracking where you track everything every single day. This will still yield massive amounts of results. So this is kind of a lifestyle approach. And going from there into the hardcore realm, into the hard mode kind of thing, this is where we're talking about completely tracking your calories and macros. And this, you already heard me say multiple times, you know, use apps like MyFitnessPal, which I'm in no way affiliated with or anything like that. It's a free fucking app, so you can just use it and download it to your phone. And what this does, it raises your self-awareness to the ultimate level. So you know every single gram of food that is coming in. But not only this, this is not the main thing why I like MyFitnessPal, and I've been tracking for the last 560 days. I actually just got a notification, which is freaking crazy. I got an email from them. But why is this so powerful? Well, it's powerful because now I know the nutrition of almost every single food that I eat. And I know the macronutrient breakdown, I know how much fiber it has, I know that mozzarella has about 20 grams of fat per 100 grams. I know these things because I've tracked the food item. And this allows me a very easy way to go back to a lifestyle approach, because now I know approximately all the foods that I'm eating, what kind of nutrition they have. Because let's face it, I mean, if I ask someone who never tracked their diet in their life, can you tell me how many calories this meal has? They're probably going to be off by almost 1,000 calories. You know, they actually did studies on this, and people estimated something that is 800 calories. They said that it was 400, or even like some people said that a meal that was 2,500 calories was only 700. We're very bad at estimating the caloric amount of a meal. We're horrible at that, and we also at the same time overestimate how much activity we're doing. So it's really a bad position to be in where you have no idea what's happening. So by using something like MyFitnessPal, you actually create a journal, and you can journal all your foods, and you know exactly the amount. When you know the exact amount, and you also know your body weight, going back to habit number 1, it's getting so easy to make adjustments where you can simply just say, well, I'm just gonna eat a little bit less of these foods, and that's gonna generate a caloric deficit, and that's gonna allow me to lose weight. Because technically, it's very easy to look at it. So this is the food coming in, this is my weight, it's staying the same. That means that I'm in a maintenance. So I just need to reduce my calories and start losing weight. And that is ultimately what it comes down to. And this is what a lot of people miss the point. You know, they say, well, MyFitnessPal is hard. Well, technically it is hard in the beginning. Like every single thing that actually gives good results is fucking hard. You know, it's gonna take a couple of weeks, but even after a month or 2 of doing it, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life, but if you do it for a month or 2, you're going to raise your level of self-awareness to such a level that you will no longer even be able to make bad choices. You're going to be aware of what's happening. You're going to be aware of what the food has inside. And that is such a powerful thing because nobody's teaching you this. Nobody in school is teaching us, well, this is the amount of protein you get from chicken. This is the amount of protein you need per day. Nobody's saying that. And to actually set up your macros, I had a separate video on this. I'm going to leave it in the description below for you guys to know how to set up your macros and calories in MyFitnessPal. But going back to that, I mean, nobody ever taught us how we can actually manage our nutrition on a day-to-day basis. Nobody tells you how many calories you need to eat. Nobody. Not the school, not the university, not the government. Nobody fucking knows because it's individualized. You have to figure this out for yourself. And that's where tools like MyFitnessPal give you that ability to control this, gives that control to you. And once you have the control, it becomes a lot easier because it's now you also have, first off, you have responsibility and motivation, and you know what's happening. So you have everything that you need to make changes, and you have everything you need to get great results. As I said, I'm going to leave the video in the description below how to set up your macros, and make sure to get on this. I mean, if you've never done it before, you will notice massive results simply by going on MyFitnessPal and using these tools to track your calories. As I said, you don't have to use MyFitnessPal. You can use any other tool out there. You can use a spreadsheet if you're old school, if you want to go hardcore. I recommend apps because they're a lot easier, but it's your call here. Do whatever the fuck you want, but make sure to pick something that you can consistently do on a day-to-day basis. Aside from that, these are my top 3 habits for weight loss. This is, if you simply use these habits, you will start losing weight. That's guaranteed. If you implement this on a consistent basis, you're gonna start seeing better fucking results. So do this. Let me know in the comments below as well, which one of these have you been doing so far? Are you tracking your diet? Are you tracking your body weight? What are some of the lifestyle habits that you've adopted over the years that you are using to maintain your weight or get better results? So leave me in the comments below, share some ideas with the community. Aside from that, make sure to hit that subscribe button below to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.